The man responsible for a fatal accident on Christmas Day faces the courts, 6 COVID cases at the SRC, and National Security Minister on the increase in police-involved shootings. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Simonet with your JCN News for this Thursday, January 21st. The man responsible for that fatal accident on Christmas Day that claimed the lives of husband and wife, Brent and Yulona Dean Johnson, was arraigned in Magistrates Court today. 33-year-old Alexander Butler stood nonchalant before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson, charged with 2 counts of killing in the course of dangerous driving and 1 count of driving a vehicle while not covered against third-party risk insurance. The facts are, according to police reports, that around 6 p.m. on Christmas Day, while on West Bay Street and Blake Road, the driver of a Nissan March was traveling east along West Bay Street when the driver of a Honda Accord, which was traveling west, overtook a vehicle and collided into the Nissan March. The driver of a third vehicle, a Chevy Malibu, which was also traveling west on Bay Street, also collided into the Nissan March. The accident resulted in the death of the husband and wife, and the couple's 2 daughters were seriously injured. It was not clear which car Butler was driving. The Monastery Park resident Butler pleaded not guilty to the charge of killing in the course of dangerous driving. However, he did plead guilty to driving without insurance. The Chief Magistrate remanded Butler to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. He returns to court on the 28th of January for a bail hearing. 6 female patients at the Sunderland Rehabilitation Center are confirmed to be COVID-19 positive. The Public Hospitals Authority and SRC confirming as much in a release this morning that 6 female clients at the geriatric hospital tested positive for COVID-19. The PHA in its release says in keeping with COVID-19 protocols and out of an abundance of caution, those who tested positive are in quarantine. Additionally, the SRC Employee Health Department has started the relevant protocols with regard to assessment of staff and follow through based on their results. All staff at SRC are continuing to adhere in the infection control precautions, and visitation has been restricted at this time. Health officials confirmed 13 additional COVID-19 cases yesterday. 9 were found here in the capital and 4 on Grand Bahama. The national total now stands at 8,088. 8 of the newly confirmed cases are male and 5 are female. There's now 1,141 active cases in country, 13 of which are hospitalized. All 13 of those hospitalizations are listed as moderately ill. No deaths have been reported yesterday. The total in that category stands at 175. No recoveries were reported either. The total recovered cases in the country stands at 6,720. Of the 284 tests completed yesterday, 268 came back negative, 3 of which were repeat tests. To date, 57,484 tests have been completed. The new amendment to the emergency power orders allows for pharmacies, gas stations, and laundromats to operate between the hours of 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. on Sundays, beginning this Sunday, January 24th, for the islands of New Providence and Abaco. A press statement last evening from the Office of the Prime Minister adds that outdoor dining at restaurants will also be permitted on Sundays. Effective immediately for New Providence, Abaco, mainland Eleuthera, and mainland Exuma, funeral services may now have a maximum of 20 people at the graveside only, excluding the officiant and mortuary workers. Wedding ceremonies in a religious facility may now take place with a maximum of 20 people in accordance with the protocols established by the Bahamas Christian Council and approved by the Ministry of Health, effective immediately for New Providence, Abaco, mainland Eleuthera, and mainland Exuma. Funeral repasts and wedding receptions, however, remain prohibited on these islands. Minister of National Security Marvin Dames responds to the increase in police-involved shootings in 2020, saying that unfortunately, it's the world that we're living in today. According to police statistics, police-involved shootings are up by a whopping 54% when compared with 20 instances in the year of 2020 and just 13 in 2019.
But when the police have to take on guys with automatic rifles, assault weapons, they would have recovered a few just a few days ago that may have been involved in any number of shootings. When a police officer puts on his uniform, leaves his home with his family, all right, goes to work, all right, and now he gets in a squad car at night, all right, he goes into community, all right, and individuals in that car pulls automatic weapons. This is the reality of the world that we live in. I mean, are every police officer innocent? Well, I mean, we have a system in place that will determine those who are at fault. Well, they'll have to face the consequences.
Minister Dame says that there have been many instances of police-involved shootings in country where young men continue to challenge police officers, and oftentimes the weapons that they have are much more sophisticated than what police have.
Whenever a police officer pulls that weapon and fires that, what he or she is saying is that their life is in imminent danger. Whether it's 11 or 12, it's very unfortunate. And this is something that grieves me every day when a young man loses his life or is shot, all right? But the police officers are trained to defend themselves.
Mr. Dames warns any young men wanting to take on the police that it will be a decision they will regret, as police officers are trained for such situations. You're watching JCN News. When we return, opposition deputy leader urges the government to come clean with the sale of the Grand Lucayan, and police want you to be on the lookout for these wanted men. Stay with us.